Okay, so the last part of this video tutorial series will be to show you how to use filled regions that represent different types of landscape and hardscape within the site. The entire site region needs to be represented in some way because this is how we'll determine the watering needs throughout the site. And using filled regions lets us calculate areas really fast and easy. So under the Annotate tab, I'm going to start off by putting in my walkways and my driveway. Okay, and we'll hit the drop down under region for masking region. And the reason why I'm using this is because I need a white solid region, and that's essentially what a masking region is. So make sure that over here under line style it's set to thin lines. And then I can recall from the floor plan that this is the front of the house, or the front of the garage I should say. I have 3 doors along there. So I'm going to come out for just a short distance on this side before I put in a curve that'll connect to the front of the site. And here I'll just follow the house. The front door is in this area over here, so we'll give ourselves some kind of a walking path. Okay, and then this will continue. Then I'm going to use the same tool I used in the last video, which is the tangent arc end tool. I'll do the same thing over here. And really, you can have as much fun with this one as you want. You know, don't feel like this has to be an elaborately designed little site schematic here. It can just be something representative. We need numbers, we need something that's usable, and that's all we're doing here. Okay, I'm not sure what's happening with that little line that wants to disappear when I zoom in. Okay, and then of course on the back side here this also needs to be connected. And let's see if it will accept, and it does. Okay, so sidewalk, driveway, that's all hardscape. And perhaps in the back I've got something similar. So we'll do a masking region back here too. This could be like a great big concrete patio of some sort. I'll accept that one. And then to differentiate between any kind of a hardscape and a landscape, instead of using the masking region, I'm going to hit the drop down here for region. What do I need to do? Try hitting escape. There we go. And now we'll use a filled region. And in this instance, I'm going to choose any one of these crosshatches that's available to me. I have diagonal down, diagonal up. Okay, so I'll start off with the diagonal crosshatch. Okay, and this can represent whatever I decide it's going to represent. We'll say that this is going to be grass. So, no, I got a better idea. How about we do the beds around the house with the diagonal crosshatch, because that probably needs to come next. We'll say that I've got flower beds with shrubs, and whether or not these are curved lines, straight lines, it doesn't really matter. Okay, so there's one, and I think you have to hit accept. I'm going to try doing one more shape, so I just can't remember. Oh, no, that'll actually work. Okay, if you want to change a boundary after the fact, click on it, edit the boundary. I'll get rid of this one, and we'll do some more of this over on this side of the house. We'll have a flower bed that extends somewhere in this fashion. Okay, click, 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 click. Try to follow the boundary for the house as best as you can. And you can see I'm being somewhat careful. I'm not being overly meticulous here. Okay, I'll accept that. And that represents all the plants on site that need water, but they don't need a lot of water, right? They're just going to have some kind of a drip system or something like that. Okay, now I'm going to do the grass. And one more time I'll do a filled region. This time I'm just going to select a different hatch pattern. We can go with diagonal up, diagonal down. Wouldn't really matter. And this time, instead of drawing the lines all the way around the site, I can just pick lines. And you can see how much faster that's going to be. Hopefully you don't have a site that's quite as annoying as mine anyways. And then maybe the grass area will look something like this. It's going to have to work its way around the driveway and then account for all the flower beds. So this is going to take me a little bit of time to do. It's going to take you a little bit of time. I mean, we're talking total maybe 10 or 15 minutes, so it's not that bad. Okay, this needs to be cleaned up. If you're new to Revit, what you'll find is that you really can't you can't have lines that are intersecting the way these ones are. It needs to be one enclosed loop, and that's the only thing that Revit's ever going to accept here. So for example, down here, it looks like it never even figured the line from here to here. It's there, it wasn't visible a second ago. Okay, so use this trim tool to get rid of excess corners here. Whenever a line extends past another, just use the trim tool, click both lines, and that will clean them up and bring them together so that there's no overlapping or lines extending beyond where they should. In this case, if I trim, I may lose part of the line on the other side here, and that's okay. I'm just going to say unjoin elements, and I'll do the same thing on this side. It's okay because I can just go and draw it back in. Okay, not sure what happened here, so we'll drag that over. And if there is any problem, when you click the green check mark, it's going to tell you that you've got issues right here where that orange line just showed up. So either I've got too many lines, they're overlapping each other, which happens sometimes. See, I'm going to hit delete and see if that's the case. It's not the case there. Let's try selecting this one, delete, and it is the case there. So I think I had two lines right over the top of each other. Let's try it now. That time it worked. And not only do we have two different regions, we can easily distinguish just by their patterns, but I can now click on one of them and use it to calculate what's the area for that type of planting. Okay, the very last step here. Use the text tool and just label this for me. Okay, let's just get a label, and we'll call this one grass. We'll use the label, and we'll call this one shrubs, preferably in all caps, I suppose. Shrubs, and better yet, I'm going to click on that and make it even bigger. Go with 1/8 or even 1/4. Make that much easier to see. And I'm doing this from the type selector. I just choose the size that I want it to be. And now it's readable. And the site's ready to go. You can now create a PDF of this. Perhaps I'll create another video to show you how to make a PDF and submit it through iLearn.